Welcome back to the study, my friends. I'm Duquemarino. Have you ever walked into a room and completely forgotten why you went there? Or perhaps found yourself sitting down to read a simple page, only to realize your mind has wandered through 5 different worries in a single minute? Too often, as we move through our 60s, 70s, and beyond, we are told to accept this quiet fog as inevitable. We are told that the human mind is a fixed machine, one that slowly, predictably winds down like an old, tired clock. I am here to tell you today that modern neuroscience proves otherwise. Your mind is not a declining machine. It is a living, adaptable landscape. It possesses an astonishing, lifelong capacity to rewire, adapt, and grow stronger. Today, we are exploring 3 practical, elegant habits to clear away the mental clutter, harness the power of neuroplasticity, and keep your focus as sharp, steady, and sovereign as ever. For decades, science firmly believed that the adult brain was set in stone, that once we reached maturity, no new pathways could ever be forged. We were told to simply manage the decline. But one of the most liberating, triumphant discoveries of modern neuroscience is neuroplasticity. Neuroplasticity is your brain's remarkable, built-in ability to reorganize itself by forming new neural connections throughout your entire life. It means that at 70, 80, or even 90, your brain remains actively capable of learning, adapting, and sharpening its focus. Because of this, you must realize that mental clutter isn't a sign that your brain is failing you. It is simply a clear signal that your cognitive pathways need intentional carving. Just as a mountain stream naturally forms a new channel when guided deliberately, your mind responds directly to where you choose to direct your attention. You are not at the mercy of age. You are the architect of your focus. We live in a modern culture that relentlessly bombards us with a continuous, chaotic stream of noise. Endless 24-hour news cycles, flashing digital screens, and relentless distractions competing for our attention. This constant input creates a subtle, persistent cognitive fatigue that quietly wears down our mental stamina. When we try to process everything forced into our feeds, we end up retaining very little. Our attention becomes fractured into 100 pieces, leaving us feeling scattered, overwhelmed, and unnecessarily drained.
To stay sharp in our second act, we do not need to work harder, nor do we need to force our memory through frustration. We simply need to remove the friction. We must learn to cultivate a clean, unburdened mental desk so that our natural clarity can effortlessly shine through. Let us look at the 3 daily, practical habits that make this cognitive freedom possible.
The first daily habit is the single-task sanctuary. In a world that celebrates hustle, we must recognize a simple truth. Multitasking is a complete myth, especially for a mind seeking depth, clarity, and peace. When you attempt to do 3 things at once, you are not actually processing them simultaneously. You are rapidly, violently switching your brain's focus back and forth, generating immense cognitive friction, hidden anxiety, and unnecessary exhaustion.
The single-task sanctuary is the quiet practice of dedicating your full, unbroken presence to one single activity at a time. Whether you are brewing your morning tea, reading a chapter of a book, or tending to your garden, commit entirely to doing only that one thing. When your mind wanders, and it naturally will, gently bring it back without a shred of self-judgment. Every single time you pull your straying attention back to the present task, you are performing a mental rep. You are physically strengthening the neural circuits of deep focus. To build this transformative habit, start small. Do not demand perfection immediately. Give yourself just 20 minutes each day of absolute single-task immersion. Turn off the television. Put your smartphone in another room entirely, behind a closed door. Sit down with a leather journal, a quiet woodwork project, or a meaningful book. Create a small sanctuary where the noisy world cannot reach you.
Notice how remarkably peaceful your mind feels when it is no longer forced to divide its loyalty among a dozen competing distractions. By fiercely protecting just one small corner of your day from split attention, you do something profound. You train your brain to default to calm, sustained concentration throughout all the remaining hours of your day. You prove to yourself that your mind remains entirely under your own command.
The second daily habit is deliberate cognitive stillness. Throughout our early working years, constant activity was praised. Busyness was routinely equated with personal worth. But as we navigate our second act, true intellectual power and mental sovereignty lie in deliberate stillness. Deliberate cognitive stillness is not sleeping, nor is it mindless scrolling through a feed. It is the conscious, courageous choice to sit in complete silence for 10 to 15 minutes every day without any input whatsoever. No radio, no podcasts, no screens, and no reading.
Think of your brain like a glass of muddy water. If you keep stirring it continuously with new information, opinions, and notifications, the water remains permanently cloudy and confused. But if you simply set the glass down and allow it to sit undisturbed, the sediment naturally settles to the bottom, and the water becomes crystal clear. Silence is not empty time. It is the space where your natural clarity restores itself.
When you intentionally sit in silence, something extraordinary happens beneath the surface. Your brain activates what neuroscientists call the default mode network. Far from being idle, this is the brain's internal maintenance system, the precise region responsible for consolidating daily memories, processing deep emotional experiences, and clearing out accumulated cognitive waste. It is the biological mechanism that turns raw, chaotic experience into genuine, settled wisdom. At first, sitting in pure silence may feel surprisingly uncomfortable. Urges to check your phone, lingering to-do lists, and old memories will inevitably surface. Do not fight them. Simply let them pass like soft clouds drifting across an open sky. Do not engage with them. Observe them without judgment. 10 minutes of daily intentional quiet will do more to cure brain fog than any pill or supplement on the market. It gives your mind the unburdened space it desperately needs to tidy its own house. The third daily habit is novelty and deliberate challenge. Routine is remarkably comfortable, but rigid routine is the silent enemy of neuroplasticity. When you perform the exact same tasks in the exact same way every single day, your brain defaults to operating on cognitive autopilot. It conserves energy by relying strictly on well-worn, existing neural highways. While efficient, autopilot lets the rest of your cognitive potential go quietly dormant. To keep your mind sharp, flexible, and young, you must gently force it to build brand new roads. You must regularly introduce novel, slightly challenging activities that demand active problem solving. This doesn't mean you need to learn advanced calculus or master complex skills overnight. It means taking a new route on your morning walk. It means learning a few phrases of a new language, picking up an instrument, attempting a new craft, or trying a game that requires strategy. Step off the well-worn path and let your curiosity lead. The key to making this third habit work for you
is a principle neuroscientists call desirable difficulty. When you pick up a new skill or challenge a routine, the task should feel slightly awkward at first. You might fumble or feel a moment of hesitation. Do not let that discourage you. That exact feeling of slight mental struggle is the precise moment your brain is releasing the neurochemicals that stimulate synaptic growth and forge new neural connections.
If an activity feels completely effortless, it is not building new pathways. It is merely maintaining the old ones. Challenge your mind daily. Grant yourself the immense freedom to be a perpetual beginner at something new. Curiosity is the absolute greatest preservative of youth, and an active, relentlessly curious mind rarely gathers dust.
3 daily habits, the single task sanctuary, deliberate cognitive stillness, and novelty are not burdensome chores. They are your personal toolkit for cognitive sovereignty. By practicing them, you clear away the relentless noise of a loud world and claim full, unshakable authority over your attention.
You protect your mental energy so it can be spent on what truly matters: your passions, your loved ones, and your ongoing purpose. Aging is mandatory. Cognitive decline is not a foregone conclusion. Your mind remains a canvas, waiting for your intentional brushstrokes. I'm Duquemarino. Keep your curiosity sharp. Keep your silver compass pointing north, pointing directly toward clarity. And always remember, your mind is the steady helm that guides your entire journey.
Which of these 3 habits will you begin practicing today? Let me know in the comments below. I read every word and I look forward to our conversation. I will see you on the next journey. The journey truly begins now.